Hello world, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a reboxing video where I'm going to be showing you how to take pretty much all of this, with a little bit of an exception, and put it in here. Because one of the neat things about the Hostage Negotiator game system is that, yeah, the crime wave box is very well, not defined, designed, that's what I'm looking for. It's very well designed. So yeah, let's start taking a look at that. So I'm going to move all this out of the way. We're going to start with the crime wave box just because that's where everything's going to go in the end. So move the rest of this. And let's open this up. So it does come with a nifty image here, which is helpful. So that what I did is based on this, it's not exactly like this, just because this image doesn't entirely match up with the text that's shown. But yeah, this gives it's a good general idea. So we're going to follow along with that for the most part. Knock something over. Okay, so put this right over here. So let's just start getting this set up. So we have our, actually we'll leave that there for now. So in this side, in this little slot over here, we're going to be putting all the pieces. So in here we have our dice, we have our alert tokens, we have our meeples, and I'm going to keep this aside for now. I'll show you why in a moment. Although I am going to add in the frustration die. So if you picked up this, you can just toss that in there easily. You can take all this stuff out of the bag and put it in there. I just like keeping it in the bag, I just find that a little easier to deal with. So what we don't need is this foam block that it comes with. So that's just to prevent this from moving around when you only have this game. But yeah, since we have pretty much everything, we don't need to deal with that. Just put that aside, you won't need it. So we take out the cards that come with Crime Wave. I've already sorted these out just to make it easier just to show off in this video. They don't come pre-sorted in this exact same way. So let's take out the dividers this came with. If you have an earlier version of Crime Wave, it might not come with all the dividers, just because this does, I think it must be a second printing or something, just because it does have stuff for the career mode also, so career and the last few Abductor packs. So if you don't have dividers for those, I'm not entirely sure how to get them. Yeah, maybe reach out to Van Ryder Games, see what they suggest. They're very nice people. The other thing of note is that what I'm showing here today is pretty much, it works very well without sleeves. If you do sleeve cards, you're going to have some trouble getting everything to fit. What I recommend is, so the Gun Plumber over at the Van Ryder Games Discord server designed their own insert for dealing of sleeved cards. So you can see the image up on the screen. I will post a Thingiverse link down in the description of this video. So yeah, if you sleeve your cards, go take a look at that. Anyway, so for the dividers, we're going to put these into essentially 3 different categories. So the first category is it's for the main cards. So we have the Abductors that come in the base game and Crime Wave. So we have Arkayne, Donna, Edward, Elijah, Barrett, and Renisha. So we have those. We have the Escape Demands, Second in Command cards, Conversation cards for both base game and Crime Wave, Terror cards for base game, Crime Wave, and then also miscellaneous ones, just because the Demand packs come with a few new Terror cards, and then the Pivotal Event Terror cards for everything. So all those dividers are going to go in this slot up here. Up next, we have the career-specific divider cards. So we have Campaign Abductors, Rank, Traits, and Rewards. I'm going to put those right here, and this small one right here. And then down here we have everything else, which mostly consists of the Abductor packs. So Connor, Pedersen Twins, Lieutenant Jackson, Gonzalo Herrera, Circle of Atoma, Seaver Family, Valerie Stone, Sammy X, Misha Koskinen, Incognito. So we have, those are the 10 Abductor packs. Then we have, if you have the Negotiator packs, so Series 1 and Series 2, we have those. And then Miscellaneous, which is any of the promotional Negotiator cards. And then also the Unknown Abductor card, which is an Abductor that came with, I believe it is Negotiator Series 2. I think that's what that came with. So we're going to put those right here. And that just, they're falling down. But there's no cards to store in them yet. Oops. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. I've decided for now just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to just, before they get used, I'm going to temporarily put these cards just vertically instead of horizontally, just so they don't fall down. Anyway, start doing this now. So let's just start. So starting in the top corner, we have put these in. So we have up first, we have Elijah, who just actually has her card because she doesn't have any demands. Next we have Barrett. So it's actually in frame. So Barrett has himself and 3 major demands. And we have Renisha, who has herself and 3 major demands. Next we have the escape demands, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of those. Second in command, just 1 of those for the crime wave. There's another one in the base game. And conversation cards, which is base game. So crime wave conversation cards. Take this deck. Put that right there. Terror cards, base game, and then terror cards crime wave. So take those. Terror cards miscellaneous, do that later. And then pivotal event terror cards. So take those. And there. That is crime wave sorted out. Let's move on to dropping things. Okay, let's move on to the base game next. So take out base game stuff. So we have our rules and our board. We have our tokens, and we have some bags. We're going to be using these. So what I'd actually recommend is to take one of the big bags, open it up, and then dump in all of the meeple tokens from Crime Wave. Putting that in here. So we have the meeple tokens, we have all the hostages, and then also the hostage taker and the conversation point one. So I put this back to the side. We're going to use that later. I'll show you when. And then we open up the base game ones. And we're going to be leaving behind the hostage taker and the conversation point one, just because I'm essentially setting this box up for using with career mode. And when using career mode, you start out with all 35, and they're falling everywhere. Be careful of gravity, it's a tricky thing. So yeah, so we have all 35 regular meeples. No, oops. Sorry, left out 2 of them. Now we have all 35 of the regular ones. So we can put that in here. We're going to keep these 2 just back in the base game box, just because we don't need 2 sets of them. So the main purpose for the base game box at this point is if you just want to take a small subset of stuff and have it be just an extra portable version of the game. So, but we don't need both of those in here at once, and subsequently we also don't need 2 sets of the dice, just because there is a rule that says the most dice you're ever going to use at once is 5, so we don't need 10 dice in here. We can keep the remaining ones in here. Keep this bag off to the side, and we can put this big one back in here. Take out the cards, and then we can just put this off to the side. That's Harper in the background. Okay, so go back here and start putting things away. Okay, so first we have Arkayne, which is himself and 3 major demands. Then we have Donna, similar situation, self 3 demands. Edward Quinn, himself just 1 demand. That's that stuff. Escape demands, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We have 1 second in command card. Very interesting sounds. She likes to go downstairs and just meow at nothing. Very interesting. I have conversation cards for a base game. Our terror cards. This game. And then our pivotal event terror cards. And that is the base game taken care of. So, next, let's move on to career. Something just fell over, not entirely sure what. Hopefully I didn't need it. Okay, now career, things get a little bit different just because, so we have the career, the bigger cards, there actually isn't a place for in here just because the game itself fits right in there. So, what we're going to do is take out the small cards. And in this, so take out the small cards. In this card box, we're going to be keeping, so all the big cards. I find it safer to keep the red secret thing in here. You can put it in here if you want. You can also put these 3 tokens in here. I like to keep them in here just for just because this is just specific to career mode. You're never going to be using those if you just want to do just some random stuff. But anyway, so yeah, before I put this box away, I'm going to mention that so you've taken out the small cards. There is space left over in here for small cards, and what I would actually recommend doing is using that to store stuff that is being used in the campaign. So for example, your current hostage, or your current abductor pool, so the ones that you have to choose from, store those there, keep the ones that are not being used in here. Similarly, to store your rank card, and then any traits or rewards or things like that that are being actively used, keep those in here. I think that's going to make organization a little bit easier. That's just me. If you have a better way of doing that, stick with what makes sense for you. Anyway, so let's start with these. So we have our campaign abductor cards, which I've gone and sorted these out already according to which ones we add in which year. See that here? So yeah, specific ones get added in different years. Right at the beginning, year 4, year 6, and then Valerie Stone is over there in other. If you have the unknown abductor, that one just, as mentioned, that one gets stored over here. I don't exactly know the rules of that one because I don't have that card specifically, but yeah. Okay, so we have the campaign abductors. Put that in here. Next, we have the rank cards. So 5 different rank cards. And we have the traits. All these. These are ones that you don't need to shuffle them just because whenever you get a specific trait, you're going to go look for that specific card. And then finally, the rewards. There's multiple ones of each kind, so you'll be shuffling between, like for example, the 2 different CPR rewards. And that is career. Then over here, we are going to put this stuff back in the box, and then put that off to the side. So now, let's break out the various different packs. Here. So, the Abductor packs, those are pretty straightforward, so we can go through those quickly. So we have Abductor Pack 1, Connor Ogden. So just take all of his cards. And if you want to make sure that you have all the cards, that the dividers always show what cards. So they show what cards that come in this pack, and then if you see cards with a symbol next to it, for example, the major demands of, where's my finger, of Watchboard Members Fly and the Life-Saving Net Tactics, if there's a symbol next to it, that means that that is something that comes in a different pack. So in the case of the Abductor packs, those are specifically ones that come in Demand Pack 1 or 2. Over in, for example, with the Pivotal Event Tarot cards, there's symbols that mention, okay, whether something comes in, let's say, a Demand Pack, or in Crime Wave, or in Career, or things like that. So, Demand Pack, or sorry, Hostage Pack 1 of Connor E Ogden. Pack number 2, the Pedersen Twins. So just put those there. If you want, you can sort. What I've done is I've gone ahead and sorted them out according to the order that you see on here. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's a personal choice of mine. Okay, so Abductor Pack 3, Lieutenant Jackson. Number 4, Gonzalo Herrera. Okay. Pack 5, the Circle of Atoma. Pack 6 is a little bit different. The Seeper family, just because this one has the cardboard tokens. So there's 2 ways you can deal with this. One is when you're done, you can just put the little squares back in here if you want, which is what I've done so far. Or the other thing that you can do is you can punch them out and put them in a bag, which is why I kept this one off to the side. So we take all these out. Put the 8 search markers in this bag. Seal the bag, and then we can just put that over here with the rest of our pieces. That fits nice and simply right there. Just to show that the space does work either way. Yeah, we're just gonna put the cardboard thing right back there. Yeah, so that is Abductor Pack 6. That's the only one that comes with any tokens. I think that was an interesting way of doing things. Pack 7, Valerie Stone. Yeah, so except for 6, they're all just, the Abductor packs are all pretty straightforward. Number 8, Sammy X. Number 9, Shakoskinen. And number 10, Incognito. So this one, I don't know if they are all like this, but for me, it came with a second divider. I don't really need 2 of them, so I'm just only going to be using 1 divider. I'm just using the one that came with the game. Put this back in here. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with the second one. Put the demand packs to the side for now, just because those are, we'll get to that in a moment. And then if you have any of the Negotiator series 1 or 2, or the miscellaneous cards, that is what will go here. I just have these 2 miscellaneous ones. I'm so tempted to get the Negotiator ones at this point, just almost to go for the complete set. But yeah. So yeah, these are the two that I have, Anna Langston and the Defender. So we'll just put those right there. And that is the Abductor packs. Okay, so the demand packs are a little bit more complicated just because they add on to, rather than adding brand new content, they add on to existing content. So it's going to be placed in all the rest of this, which makes it a little bit more complex. A lot of the stuff is relatively, or some of the stuff is easy to figure out where it goes. For example, you have a major demand for Arkayne. That's going to go in the Arkayne section. The rules card will list where some of the other stuff goes, but for some of them, you just have to, I think especially in Demand Pack 2, you have to just remember like everyone's faces. For example, that's not a good example because it says Dolph on it, but there are some that you can only tell just by looking at the face. So what I've done is I've gone and typed up a list of which cards go where. I'm going to put that list in the video description, but for now we're just going to go through it. So I'll put the rules to the side. What I do with the rules cards is I just put them in the miscellaneous section. You can do what you want with them. Okay, so for Arkayne, we have a new major demand, the Release My Lieutenant, and then also the Arkayne's Lieutenant card. So those, put them over with Arkayne. Up next, for Donna Scarborough, we'd have just one new major demand. We have Psych Evaluation. So put that with her. Edward Quinn gets two new major demands. We have Keep My Son Alive and Expose the System. So put that with his stuff. We have a new generic terror card that called Delayed Escape. So that goes over here in the Terror Miscellaneous, which we hadn't had anything yet. Let's put that right there. We have a new Pivotal Event terror card. Yeah, my demands were not met. That goes in there. For moving on to the Abductor packs, for Connor E Ogden, we get a new major demand, Watch Board Members Fly, and then also to go along with that, we have the new tactic, Life-Saving Net. So those go in with Connor. Pedersen Twins get a bunch of them. So we have the new major demand, No More Hostility. We have a new terror card, the minor demand, Dolph Wants Blood. And then to go along with that, we have two decide cards for specifically for Dolph Wants Blood. So take those, put those in with the Pedersen demands. Lieutenant Jackson gets a major demand, Find the Corruption. Him. I will say it's easier to spread out the Abductor specific ones for the Abductor packs just because it's a whole pack of 16 cards. You get a lot more than, let's say, Edward Quinn just had 2 cards, so it's easy to put those around. But anyway. And then finally, Abductor Pack 4, Gonzalo Herrera gets a new major demand, which is actually a location, the Hornet's Nest. So that is it for him. And then opening up Abductor Pack 2. So we have another rules card right here. Then go back to here, starting with the, so that was for, yeah, base game in 1 through 4. The pack 2 deals with Crime Wave, and then Abductor packs 5 through 8. 9 and 10 don't get anything new, sorry. So starting at the top, Elijah Vermone gets a new terror card. I don't remember asking for anything, which is an interesting one. Because I don't know, I haven't played any of these yet, but so Elijah doesn't actually have any major demands, so special card right there. So Barrett Mullins gets a new major demand, Talk to My Father. So that with his stuff. Renisha Sharp gets 2 identical terror cards called Gang Activity. Those with her. We have a new generic escape plan demand. There is no escape. This ends here. Revealed, immediately remove this demand from the game. So that's a little bit of an odd one to me. Where are the escape demands? Oops. Oh, those are right before the second in command. That there. We have 4 new generic terror cards, so 2 each of I Like Talking to You and I Found What I Needed. So those go in the Terror Miscellaneous, like we saw Command Pack 1. Then moving on to the Abductor packs. For Circle of Atoma, we get a new major demand card, Don't Harm Our Kids. And then we also get the demand card, or not the demand card, the terror card, Coldest Children, which puts that into play. Put that right there. For the Seaver family, we get a new terror card. She just went in without authorization. Put that right there. Valerie Stone gets a new demand card, I Want More Hostages. Which seems like a bad idea, but maybe that's just me. And then Sammy X gets a new demand card, What Have I Done? And also the new terror card, Sammy Can't Talk Right Now, This Is His Girlfriend. So take that, there. And then that's all the cards. So the only thing that's left to do is deal with this. So this is where we put... So I'm going to show you just a few different things. So we have the alternate finale cards for career. Just stayed sealed in just because if you open them up, you will see the cards, and we want to keep those secret. And we have career mode itself. We have the base game. And then we have the instructions for hostages. Then Crime Wave rules board. And as you might be able to see, this is getting a bit of lid lift at this point. So, yeah, we put that in. This does not close all the way, and it's pretty substantial. So, some ways to mitigate this are you can... So the two main things I suggest. One, if you take out the alt finale cards for career, that cuts it down a little bit. There's still just a small amount of lift, but not that much. Okay, as you can see, so we have a little bit. That's not too bad. Or if you want to get rid of the lift entirely, inside the Abductor rulebook, I put the Packed by Hans card. I want to keep it safe. So if you want to get rid of lift entirely, what you can do is take out the base game. Then outside of the base game, everything else fits in. So yeah, so that closes up. All nice, no lift. So yeah, that is the only thing that I couldn't get to fit in. Lily here on top. But yeah. So this is what we end up with. And then the only other thing that I can't fit in is the mat, but that's, yeah, there's no way you could really fit that in just because of the size. Yeah, so that is Hostage Negotiator all packed away. I hope you found this video helpful. And yeah, hope you enjoy the game. Thank you all very much for watching. Play well.